So peace is a very interesting thing, right? Peace is something that we spend so much of our lives in search for. We look for peace in romantic relationships. We look for peace in friendships. We go on vacations in order to find peace. We do all sorts of things and go all sorts of places in order to find peace, right? But despite our search, despite our efforts, very few of us truly find the peace that we seek, right? We might find relief, which is a temporary watered down version of peace. But very few of us, very few of us truly acquire the peace that we seek, right? And see, here's the thing. Here's the honest truth. You will never, and I mean never, find peace in this world. Think about what this world is, right? Things are always changing. Circumstances are always changing. Nothing truly stays the same in this world, right? And so if you're trying to find peace in a world that is always changing, if you're trying to find peace in a world in which nothing truly stays the same, then you're never truly going to find peace. You're never going to find the peace that you seek, right? And see, if your peace is dependent on this world, then it isn't true peace. If your peace is found in another person, what happens when they leave your life? If your peace is found in situations and circumstances looking a certain way or being a certain way, then what happens when those situations or those circumstances change, right? Because they almost always do. So the only true peace, the only lasting peace that you will ever find in this world is the peace that you first find within yourself. And when you find that peace within yourself, you can bring that peace with you everywhere. You can be in any situation, any circumstance, right? People can come and go from your life. Things might change all they want, but you will always have that peace that you find within yourself, right? Always. And that is a peace that cannot be taken away from you. That is a peace that isn't dependent on the world and circumstances. It is peace that is your own. It is the peace that you own because you never got it in the world to begin with. You acquired it. You rediscovered it within yourself. That is the greatest peace that you will ever find in this world. And see, truth be told, every single one of us, absolutely every single one of us came into this world with this peace, right? Every single one of us. But as a result of being in this world, as a result of being around the people who raised us, being in certain situations and circumstances, we were robbed of that peace by the world. That peace was little by little taken away from us. And then they told us that in order for us to find that peace, in order for us to regain that peace, we have to go into the world and acquire things. Own this and that. Own that house. Own that car. Go on that vacation in order to find that peace. But peace isn't something that you gain by acquiring. Peace is something that you rediscover by letting go. Letting go of your fears. Letting go of your anxiety. Letting go of your self-doubt. Letting go of your people-pleasing. Letting go of your need for validation. Letting go of your need for control. Peace is something that you rediscover by letting go of the things that are serving as barriers to your peace. That's how you truly find peace in this world. As long as you think your peace is dependent on other people, as long as you think your peace is dependent on situations and circumstances being a certain way, you will never be at peace. Because you're going to continuously try to rearrange the world. You're going to continuously try to get people to be a certain way or act a certain way towards you. And that's never going to happen. You can't control anything that is outside you. And if your peace is dependent on something outside of your control, then you will never have peace. Because it is impossible to control something outside of you. But when you go within yourself, you let go of the things that are clouding your peace, you will be peaceful no matter where you are. You will be peaceful no matter who's in your life. You will be peaceful no matter how situations and circumstances look in your life. You will have that peace and you will carry that peace with you everywhere. Right? Recently, I've gotten to this place in my life and I never really thought I would get to this place, in which I've been sort of finding this great sense of peace within myself, right? You know, before I started arriving at this place, whenever situations or circumstances didn't look a certain way, or whenever people weren't reacting to me how I wanted them to react to me, there was a part of me that was always in conflict within myself, right? And there was also a part of me that always wanted to sort of control life and get life to be a certain way so that I can be at peace. But it got to a point in which I recognized that it is never my responsibility and it isn't in my power to control anything outside of me. And I had to go within myself to tap into the peace that is already here. And the more I find the peace that is here, the more I dwell in the peace that is here, the less I need to control situations and circumstances outside of myself. People can react to me in a way in which I don't desire for them to react to me, but it doesn't steal my peace. It doesn't rob me of my joy. It doesn't taint my self-love. Because I am at peace with myself. And if you're not at peace with yourself, you're going to continuously be at war with the world. I'm going to say that again. If you are not at peace with yourself, you are going to be continuously at war with the world. The whole world is going to feel as if it is constantly attacking you. People are going to feel as if they're constantly attacking you. Whenever circumstances don't look a certain way, it's going to feel as if life is attacking you. And it's all coming from not being at peace with yourself. But when you find that peace within yourself, when you are at peace within yourself, the whole world feels peaceful. And it's not that the world is necessarily peaceful. It's more so that the world doesn't affect you as much as it used to. You're not constantly reacting to things, reacting to people, reacting to circumstances. You are at peace. Right? That is the greatest peace that we can find in this world. The peace that we find within ourselves first and foremost. And once you find that peace, life becomes a whole lot more beautiful. Once you find that peace, life becomes a whole lot more joyful. You don't have to go on a vacation to start to begin to enjoy your life, right? Once you find that peace, you don't have to own this thing and own that thing in order to feel as if you are at peace with yourself. You don't have to have that relationship in order for you to feel like you're at peace with yourself, right? Because you own your own peace. You are in possession of your own peace. That's the greatest place you want to be at in life, right? Owning your peace. Being in possession of your own peace. Not allowing your peace to be dependent on circumstances and situations and even other people. I think we allow so much of our peace to be dependent on other people, right? Quite often people will say, I'm just looking for someone to be my peace. I'm looking for someone to be, home, right? And it's okay to desire someone who comes into your life that's peaceful. But if you're looking towards someone else to be your source of peace, and you're constantly going to cling to that person. And not only that, but you're going to sort of be codependent on that person. And you're constantly going to be reacting to everything that person does. Right? If they forget to, do something for you, or if they can't show up for you one moment or the next moment, you will lose your inner peace. And that's not any way to live life. When it comes on to life, you want to be the source of everything that you need. You want to be the source of your own love. You want to be the source of your own validation. You want to be the source of your own peace when it comes on to life. And once you're the source of everything that you desire, and anything that anyone else brings into your life becomes an addition. Right? It adds to what you already have. And that's what it means to be empowered. That's what it means to be free. To be in possession of everything that you need so that you don't continuously go out into the world searching for that thing in someone else. That's what it means to be free. Right? But at the end of the day, we are all searching for the same thing. Right? But the search will always end right where it started. The search will always end right back at us. Because the one searching already possesses what he is in search of, right? If you're looking for peace, you will always end up back at yourself. If you're looking for love, you will always end up right here. If you're looking for your joy, you will always end up back here. Because you already possess everything that you are in search of. There's this analogy that I heard Dr. Jan before give, in which he said, right, imagine you had a coin. Imagine you had a coin, a gold coin. And you painted the coin with black paint, right? From the outside, you might not even recognize that it is a coin. Someone might look at it and not even recognize that it is a coin. But then if you were to remove that black paint from that coin, then you will recognize that it is still a coin. It was never tainted permanently. It was just covered up. And once you remove that black paint, you recognize that it is still gold. It is still a coin. And in the same way, that's what it's like when it pertains to our peace. When it pertains to our peace is already here. Right? Our joy is already here. Our love is already here. Everything that we need is already here. But it is just covered up by certain inhibitions that we need to let go of. It is covered up by our self-doubt. It is covered up by our insecurity. It is covered up by our fears, right? It is covered up by our need for validation or our need for control, so on and so forth. Everything that we seek is already here. It is just covered up by the things that we need to let go of. But once you get to a point in which you will let go of everything that you're holding on to, all your inhibitions, when you let go of all of that, you begin to recognize more and more that everything that you've been searching for, the peace that you've been searching for, has been here the entire time. And once you tap into that peace, once you get a hold of that peace, once you begin to live with that peace, no matter where you are, no matter how circumstances look, no matter who's in your life, you will always be at peace because you are now at peace with yourself. And being at peace with yourself is the precursor to being at peace in this world and being at peace with other people. If you're not at peace with yourself, you are constantly going to be at war with the world. And you're constantly going to be at war with other people. So peace is something that you find the moment you stop searching. The moment you stop thinking that you're going to find your peace in the world. The moment you stop thinking that you're going to find your peace in other people. The moment you stop searching out here, that is when you discover what has always been here. The peace that has always been here. And when you get to that peace, everything in your life will become peaceful. Right? Everything in your life. That is the greatest peace that you will ever know. The peace that you find within. The peace that you discover right here. Right? The greatest peace you will ever know. Right? So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here with me. And just remember, peace is something that you find when you stop searching out here. And you go within yourself in order to find the peace that you seek. Because that's the only peace, true peace, everlasting peace that you will ever find in this world. Peace and blessings.